Fat shaming and skinny shaming are the same.
Actually, no, they're not. Fat people are denied jobs, proper medical care, health insurance, they're paid less.
Okay, so this girl's going to speed run through the whole fat activism propaganda. We're gonna have to slow this down. So take some popcorn, take your favorite beverage, and we're going to break this mental breakdown down. So let's start at the beginning, right?
Fat shaming and skinny shaming are the same.
Actually, no, they're not.
Obviously, this is the same, because if anorexia is a diagnosed medical condition where you have a disease, you have anorexia, bulimia is basically the inverse, right? Where you eat too much, where you binge eat, and one gets super skinny, one gets super fat. So how the are you gonna make fun of one person and say that is wrong? No, calling people fat, making fat jokes, bullying people that are fat, that is so wrong. But when you do it about someone who's skinny, oh no, that's perfectly fine. I mean, there are no skinny people with eating disorders, there are no skinny people with suicidal thoughts, there are no skinny people that feel completely left out of society. And again, this is another big problem in the whole fat activism, body positivity bullshit propaganda, where they want to justify being just mad and constantly starting this whole we versus them thing, the whole skinny versus fat. They just want to instigate a social war. But hey, that is just the first second of this video. So let's just continue and see how mentally deranged her argumentation is.
Actually, no, they're not. Fat people are denied jobs.
All these people that were rejected were all rejected because they were fat? Really? So if you are a mathematician, there is no bank that wants to hire you to come up with derivative products. That doesn't happen. A chemist doesn't get hired for chemical labs. Do you know how high the demand right now for programmers is? Do you know how insanely high? You can get paid $250,000 right out of college if you are in the right location geographically, right? But yeah, if you want to apply for a job where there is no shortage, highly desirable marketing jobs that 1,000 people might apply to and they only hire 2 people, then yes, you might not get hired, but it has nothing to do with you being a fat person. Maybe you're not likable enough. Maybe they don't like the vibes that you give off. Maybe you don't have the right experience. To say this is just showing that you're so ignorant on how economics work, how the job market works. But let's continue, because I'm pretty sure she has a lot more dumb to say.
Proper medical care, health insurance, they're paid less.
Okay, proper medical care. If you look at the previous videos, you will know that it's usually the fat activists that don't want proper medical care, because they want doctors to look past their fat, look past any of the problems that the weight might cause, and they want doctors to go looking for these super rare conditions that might be at play. They want to just jump straight into the MRI, CT scan, these massive medical resources, waste those resources to look for something rare that might not even be there, rather than following the most logical steps, which is to look at the fat.
For medical care, health insurance,
health insurance. Now, this one is a funny one, because this only applies in America, right? Anywhere else where there is a nationalized healthcare, socialized healthcare, this is bullshit, because everybody always gets healthcare. If you live in Holland, where I'm from, you get healthcare. Ireland, you get healthcare. Even England has the NHS system, you get healthcare. Most of the Western European countries, I think even Australia and Canada are also included in this, they all have socialized healthcare. So this whole idea that fat people are oppressed worldwide is bullshit, because every single fat person is covered on a socialized healthcare system. So when it comes to US healthcare specifically, and then specifically privatized US healthcare insurance, you might be excluded as having a pre-existing condition, but in a lot of cases, you just have to pay extra. So it's not as if they won't give you health insurance, but they might charge you a massive premium. And the reason for why you pay more for health insurance if you are obese is because insurance works on numbers. It's the most basic essence of insurance. You know what insurance does? You take in more money than you give out. All of your products are statistically determined. So if a healthcare provider says to you, hey, you are overweight, there's a 90% chance that in 2 months you're going to come to me for insulin, maybe for heart problems, maybe for knee surgery, hip surgery. Like, there are so many, spinal surgery, what we talked about in the last video. Check that one out if you haven't. There are so many surgeries, treatments, medicines that a person that's overweight might need, that of course the health insurance company's gonna look, yeah, bro, you're not gonna be paying $10 or $20 a month. You're gonna be paying hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands of dollars a month. An insurance company can only survive if it follows the statistics. That is what's gonna happen.
Health insurance, they're paid less.
The argument is that women are paid less than men. So if women are paid less than men, then a fat guy should still be making more than a skinny woman. fat people are only being paid less if they work in fields that pay less. But if you have a pilot who's overweight and he works for a major airline, he's getting paid massive amounts of money. If you have a guy who is a banker who runs a hedge fund, they're getting paid massive amounts of money. Then there are movie executives, producers. So this notion that you get paid less, in a lot of these cases, the person either works part-time or the person doesn't work in a field where they pay a lot. And you don't bring any special skills, you don't bring anything significant to the company, they're not gonna feel like they should pay you. So you're gonna get underpaid, but that has nothing to do with your weight. That has everything to do with the fact that they think you are easily replaceable. You can have 2 linebackers or 2 quarterbacks doing the exact same job, getting paid maybe 10x differences. So that is normal if the team or the company thinks that you are not worth the money.
They're paid less. They don't have equal access to clothing.
Equal access to clothing. Oh my god. This one is an absolutely funny one. So the plus size market is massive. We're talking about billions of dollars a year that companies are now making in plus size clothing. Every single day a new plus size brand pops up. And not only that, but the plus size clothing market is actually growing twice as fast as the regular clothing market. So if you're an investor or if you're in apparel business, you are definitely expanding your lines. We are seeing so many companies expanding into the plus size. We've seen it with Nike. Nike expanded into the plus size community. Do you really think Nike is going to do it or just to do something for fun? They do it because they want to make billions more. So this idea that you only have access to a limited number of clothing, yeah, maybe 50 years ago, you had like 1 or 2 plus size stores and had almost nothing. Today, how many brands are specifically launching nowadays for more plus size people? Almost every YouTuber or influencer nowadays that is launching a clothing line is doing so specifically for plus size people.
Faces. Even the body mass index, the way that it discriminates against women, especially women of color.
This is actually racist what she's doing here, because she's basically saying all women of color, fat and overweight, telling me there are no women of color that are skinny. There are no women of color with small hips, with small booties, with small breasts. They don't exist. Like, what the is wrong with you? The body mass index has nothing to do with color. Not one single thing. It is a mathematical equation that only takes in your height and your weight. That's it. We're in this, like, these days people are trying to make everything racist, man. It is absolutely insane because you have an algorithm that asks you 2 questions. What is your weight and what is your height? And then you go, that's racist. How? Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that want to tell you this whole history of how the BMI was created to discriminate around the fallopian skirts. What has happened is that a lot of people that were poor and were broke got access to unhealthy food, and then so those people get fat. If you look at a lot of the ghetto areas, people eat a lot of fast food in those areas because they can't afford healthier lifestyles. Women, they get fatter easier than men because of, hormones and everything. So yes, you will have women of color in the ghetto getting fatter because they have access to unhealthy food. That does not mean that the BMI index is specifically racist and is created to just discriminate against those people. The BMI index was created to establish whether or not a particular population is healthy or unhealthy. So if the people that have access to less financial means therefore eat more unhealthy food, that means that those people are going to be unhealthy. That's basically what it shows. So we're gonna end it right here for now, but don't worry, I will be back with a part 2 because I definitely want to respond to each and every point that she made, because this girl made a lot of point but 0 sense. So I definitely want to get into that. So stay tuned for part 2, but for now, drop a like on the video, please subscribe to the channel, and stay safe guys. Later.